Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Code, Coder, Coding. Well, that sums it up all. Here I would like to first start with something called natural language processing, which is a technique or study to make the computers understand the natural language such as English, French, German, etc. Now, there are three types of natural language processing. Number one is statistical. Statistical natural language processing. Number two is rule-based natural language processing, and number three is deep learning natural language processing. Our main focus in this particular course will be on all of them. So let's first pick up the general trend of natural language processing. Let me put this up here. So a new note. So there are majorly three steps that you need to figure out when you're trying to make sense of a natural language sentence, or I would say a natural language piece of text. So the first one is tokenization. Now tokenization is very important because until and unless you are able to get to the unit of that particular body of text, you will not be able to analyze it properly and make sense out of it. Okay. Second one, so first is to understand the unit. The second one is to understand the structure, how those units are structured together, which we call as syntactic analysis. That is pretty much understanding the grammar of the sentence. Now, once we are able to understand what are the units, and then we are able to understand how those units are placed together, then we should be able to make sense, or we should be able to derive meaning out of those units. So we call them as semantic analysis. Which is pretty much meaning of the sentence. So to give you an example, let's take a sentence which is something like the scientists are studying whales from space. Okay. Let me just try to extend this so that we have all the words here. Nice. Now what we are now if you see this particular sentence, you would say, let's understand first the units of the sentence. Okay, now this one is like, one unit, then let's place it like this: one, 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 and one. Now these are some units or tokens, we call it, from this particular body of text, which is a sentence. Okay, now how they are placed grammatically is like, this one belongs to something called determiners. This is obviously a noun. This is a helping verb. Okay, so we call it VB for the time being. Now this particular thing is again a present continuous tense verb. For simplicity, let's call it a verb. And this is again a noun. This is a preposition. Okay, and this is again a noun. Now this is what we call as understanding the structure of the sentence. Okay, now once we are able to identify the units, and how they're placed together. Now we have to make sense of this particular sentence. Now, if you see clearly, it's like, there are two sense that you can derive out of the sentence, right? Like if you want to, resolve the dependency of space with what noun, like for example, it says that the scientists are studying whales from space. Now, is the whale in space, or are the scientists in space? That's a question. Well, I would leave you all with that question, and we will get into more depth and details of NLP. This is just an introductory video to make you aware of what's going to be in the course. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.